Hey everyone! Welcome to Update X24H, your go-to channel for the latest news, hottest dramas, breaking stories, and all the buzz from the world of entertainment. We're here to keep you updated, entertained, and always in the loop. Hit that subscribe button and join our growing family. Because here at Update X24H, we bring you the news that matters, the drama you love, and the stories you can't miss. Thanks for being part of our community. Let's stay connected, stay updated, and keep the good vibes rolling.
Imagine walking into a shopping mall on an ordinary day, and suddenly discovering the biggest secret in the entertainment world unfolding right before your eyes. That's exactly what happened when beloved actress Zhao Lusi and rising star Liu Yuning were caught in a moment so intimate, so unexpected, that it has shaken the entire industry. But what if this story isn't just about love? What if it reveals something much deeper about courage, freedom, and the hidden battles every celebrity must face? Stay tuned, because what you're about to hear will change the way you see your favorite stars. What the world saw in that mall footage was not simply two actors walking together. It was a moment layered with vulnerability, courage, and risk. When the blurred images first began circulating online, the headlines rushed to label it a scandal, painting Zhao Lusi and Liu Yuning as reckless or careless. But if we look beyond the sensationalism, what emerges is a far more profound story about two people caught at the intersection of love, power, and the unforgiving spotlight of fame. Zhao Lusi had been embroiled in a punishing battle with her agency, a battle where her personal life was scrutinized, restricted, and at times weaponized against her. She was already living under the pressure of contracts that dictated not only her work, but also her private choices. In this fragile state, the appearance of her with Liu Yuning was more than tabloid fodder. It became a rare window into the human cost of such control. The image of Zhao Lusi leaning close to Liu Yuning, at one point wiping away tears, struck a chord because it revealed something that could not be rehearsed or staged. It was a portrait of someone exhausted by conflict, yet still daring to seek comfort and connection. For Liu Yuning, who has carefully maintained a clean and scandal-free reputation, being at her side in that moment was both an act of personal loyalty and a professional risk that could jeopardize everything he had built. Their quiet walk through luxury boutiques, their shared meal, the intimate conversation, they seemed less like celebrities performing for cameras and more like two young people trying to cling to a fragment of normalcy while the world around them threatened to collapse. What makes this episode even more striking is the contrast between the private truth of that encounter and the public narrative imposed upon it. Just days earlier, Zhao Lusi's representatives had denied any romantic involvement, insisting that rumors were malicious fabrications. Yet the leaked footage spoke differently, exposing not just the presence of affection, but the undeniable reality of her emotional turmoil. This tension, between the image projected for survival and the reality of her struggles, has become the heart of the debate, stirring audiences worldwide. Instead of viewing this only as a scandal, we can see it as a reminder that behind the contracts, endorsements, and headlines are individuals with fragile hearts and human needs. Zhao Lusi and Liu Yuning's encounter may very well be remembered not for the controversy it created, but for the way it revealed the deep humanity hidden beneath the dazzling masks of stardom. The story reached its most dramatic point when whispers began to circulate that the encounter between Zhao Lusi and Liu Yuning might not have been a coincidence at all, but a carefully constructed scenario in a much larger battle. The timing of the leak, the uncanny positioning of the cameras, and the sudden eruption of outrage from her agency seemed too aligned to dismiss as chance. To many, it looked like the work of a system determined to expose and humiliate her at her most vulnerable moment. This suggestion transformed the narrative from a simple tale of romance into something far more sinister. The possibility that an artist's private life had been weaponized as a tactic in a ruthless struggle for control. And yet, when the footage was examined more closely, when experts studied their body language and fans replayed each frame, what they saw did not resemble a manufactured publicity stunt. They saw Zhao Lusi leaning into Liu Yuning with a heaviness that spoke of exhaustion, not calculation. They saw Liu Yuning reaching out to comfort her in ways too instinctive and tender to be staged. They noticed the tears she tried to hide, the soft reassurances he seemed to offer, and the fragile humanity that shone through the grainy lens of a security camera. These were not rehearsed gestures meant to fool an audience. They were the quiet actions of two people seeking solace in one another, even as the world around them threatened to strip them of dignity and choice. This duality between the suspicion of manipulation and the unmistakable presence of real emotion is what elevates the story to its climax. It is no longer about whether Zhao Lusi and Liu Yuning are together. It becomes about whether they are pawns in a larger game or brave individuals daring to hold on to something genuine. That tension has captured the imagination of millions, forcing fans, critics, and even industry veterans to question where authenticity ends and performance begins. At its core, the moment reflects the cruel paradox of fame. Every movement, every glance, every touch is dissected and debated, yet behind those fragments are real people with real feelings. In that mall, under the harsh glow of cameras they never invited, Zhao Lusi and Liu Yuning gave the world a glimpse of something unguarded. Whether planned or not, the climax of this story lies in its ability to reveal both the brutality of an industry built on control and the resilience of two hearts that, for a fleeting moment, dared to defy it. The aftermath of the leaked footage did not simply create a wave of gossip. It ignited a storm that shook the very foundations of the entertainment industry. What began as whispers of a secret meeting soon grew into headlines splashed across every major platform, pushing Zhao Lusi and Liu Yuning into a spotlight neither of them had chosen. Fans who once celebrated Zhao Lusi's cheerful image now found themselves torn between loyalty and betrayal, struggling to reconcile the actress they admired with the woman seen in a vulnerable embrace. Liu Yuning, who had carefully cultivated a reputation for professionalism and restraint, suddenly found his career tethered to a narrative he could not control. The collision of personal truth with public perception left both of them standing on fragile ground, where every word, every silence, carried the weight of consequence. The industry reacted with ruthless efficiency. Brands and sponsors quietly began to reconsider multimillion-dollar endorsements, questioning whether association with controversy would tarnish their own carefully polished images. Production companies whispered of rewriting scripts, reassigning roles, and putting projects on hold. Analysts described the scandal as a financial earthquake, warning of cascading losses across an industry already known for its volatility. Yet beneath the calculations of profit and reputation, there was also a more human story unfolding. Two young artists facing not just the judgment of corporations, but the raw, emotional judgment of millions of fans worldwide. The division among supporters became more than noise on social media. For some, the footage symbolized betrayal, proof that their idol had concealed the truth. For others, it was a moment of empathy, a reminder that even the brightest stars are fragile beings in need of love and support. This split carved open a conversation far deeper than celebrity romance. It forced audiences to confront the cost of their own expectations and the pressures they unwittingly place on those they admire. In the end, the aftermath of the scandal revealed more than just the cracks in contracts or the ruthlessness of agencies. It exposed the fragility of image, the volatility of fame, and the human hunger for authenticity in a world built on performance. Zhao Lusi and Liu Yuning's story became more than a tabloid headline. It became a mirror reflecting the contradictions of modern celebrity, where one moment of tenderness can bring both ruin and revelation. Think about it. How many young actors and actresses live double lives, trapped between contracts and personal happiness? How many fans only see the perfect image, never the tears behind the curtain? This story forces us to ask, do we want our idols to be flawless illusions, or do we want them to be real human beings who dare to love, to struggle, and to fight for their rights? And maybe that's why this incident matters so much. It isn't just about whether Zhao Lusi and Liu Yuning are dating. It's about whether artists can finally reclaim their voices in an industry that has controlled them for too long. So what comes next? Industry insiders predict lawsuits, contract shakeups, and perhaps even a precedent that could transform how talent agencies operate. But beyond the legal battles, there's a quieter, more powerful question lingering in the hearts of millions. Will Zhao Lusi and Liu Yuning stand firm together? Or will the storm tear them apart? One thing is certain, this is more than a love story. It's a fight for freedom, for authenticity, and for the right to be human in a world that demands perfection. If today's story moved you, if it made you think differently about the stars you admire, then don't forget to stay with us. Subscribe to Update X24H for more powerful stories from the entertainment world. Stories not just about scandal, but about courage, truth, and the people behind the spotlight. Thank you for watching, and remember, Every story has two sides, but only you can decide what it truly means. Stay inspired, stay curious, and see you in the next update.